It was the winter of 1976. I was a junior at the University of Northern Colorado, taking a tennis class indoors. That day, a migraine hit me fast. I knew from experience that by the time class ended, the pain would be unbearable. I carried a powerful medication that usually put me to sleep for a full day. I decided to take it immediately, hoping someone would get me back to my dorm if I collapsed. The next thing I remember is walking up the hill past the bookstore. Then suddenly, I was in my dorm room, worrying about a paper I needed to finish. I couldn't remember if I had actually taken the medication. Convinced I hadn't, I swallowed another dose. Moments later, my body gave out. I fell forward into the typewriter, still conscious but paralyzed from the neck down. I tried to call for help, but no one could hear me over the sound of a vacuum in the hallway. When the noise stopped, I cried out again. A student heard me, came in, and tried to sit me up, but I fell forward into the typewriter once more. Finally, with help, they moved me to my bed, and then everything went dark. But in that darkness, I realized something incredible. I was completely without pain. For the first time in my life, I felt no discomfort at all. And with that came peace, joy, happiness, and love unlike anything I had ever known. I became fully aware, and I knew I had died. Yet there was no fear. I saw my roommate enter the room. She climbed to her top bunk, opened her Bible to Psalms, and began reading. I looked over her shoulder at the words and then realized I was outside my body. She had no idea I was dead, and I even found that thought amusing. My focus shifted. I was in darkness, moving toward a distant light. The feeling was nothing like fear. It was pure pleasure, growing stronger as the light drew nearer. And then I arrived in the most beautiful place I had ever seen. Rolling hills, green grass brighter than any I'd known, streams flowing in the sun. I walked through it in wonder. At first, I was alone. Then I saw him, a man standing behind a low stone wall. I instantly knew he was there to take me to God. He was gentle, compassionate, familiar, someone I could always trust. But as I looked into his eyes, I also knew the truth. It wasn't my time. I could cross that wall and go on. Or I could return. Together, we both knew what I had to do. I said, "It's not my time." And he answered softly, "No, it isn't." In the very next instant, I was slammed back into my body, violently, painfully, terrifyingly. I wept every time I remembered that moment because I knew what I had given up, the peace, the beauty, the joy. And yet, I returned. The experience changed me forever. I lost my fear of death that day. I now know what awaits us: freedom, love, joy, and a beauty beyond imagination. Even when I grieve the loss of someone I love, I take comfort in knowing they are free, and I will see that place again. What I experienced in that brief time has stayed with me for decades. It gave me peace, it gave me courage, and it showed me that death is not the end.